quite a few big names in this in terms of our leading youth riders, the likes of Lewis Mullen, of course, Wilson Dilks, Tyler Humphreys, who've had some great battles throughout the afternoon so far. Wilson Dilks and Tyler Humphreys taking a victory apiece in their own little battle. Lake and Payne, Arnie Carr, Izzy Carter, Joel Grigg, Dorley Trevorrow, of course, and Luca Wilkinson. A lot of big names in this one. So there's not many riders out on the track, but it's a very strong field of riders.
Yeah, as we said earlier, it's one of the most competitive classes now, this 160 mini GP class. Definitely wheel-to-wheel racing, especially at the front with the front two. I spoke to them both earlier. I said to them, you've had one win each, who's going to win the next one? And they both just looked at each other, I don't know. I'll do my best. So hopefully, like I said, they'll keep it up.
It was a good bit of ride. It was a very close move on Tyler Humphreys from Wilson Dilks. They did inadvertently collide in the hairpin, but of course they're great mates, so I think they were okay with that, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. Another good little shout out to Thorley as well. He asked me to say a shout out to KY Jacks or Kai Jacks Racing. They've been supporting him this year and helping him out with his bike and stuff. Because obviously, we said earlier, racing's not cheap, is it? So shout out for helping him to be here today and to be racing. So it's really good.
Yeah, I think these riders, of course, do get very grateful for the support. And one of the things, of course, we look at the MLab Academy, for example. Some of the stuff they do is it's not just turning the throttle. It's things such as being able to speak to reporters and deal with the sponsors as well. The off-track activities as well.
Especially, they're supposed to get the whole thing. The joys of being part of an academy. Bit of training on multiple different aspects of racing. So as the race starts here, and Tyler's got a great start there, hasn't he? Pulled away, and Wilson in second. Joel Grigg, I think, popped into third.
Yeah, Grigg's in third, isn't he? But
it's just been done by Thorley there. I think.
Look how quick they are. That's everyone, and everyone's got a fast start there. Nobody had a bad start as such, did they? Very competitive start to this race. Wilkinson, wasn't
he? He was just in the 190 class, just done two into that one corner, just going under Joel Grigg. Lewis Mullen had a little. I think his foot came off the peg there, just as he went on that corner and slipped back a little bit.
So this time it's Tyler Humphreys who gets the jump on his great mate Wilson Dilks in second place. And a good start there from him. He's just breaking away slightly from the rest of the field. Now Wilson Dilks looking to try and tag onto the back wheel of Humphreys there. Here they come round the final corner for the end of the first lap. And Tyler Humphreys charges through. The gap 1.1 seconds. Dilks in second. Thorley Trevorrow then with a good start up to third place from Luca Wilkinson. Joel Grigg, Lewis Mullen and Miller Buchanan just a little bit further behind as diving down the inside. Oh, that was I think that was Grigg getting through there, wasn't it?
Lewis Mullen up the inside there on Joel. Just it came late, but he came strong on the brakes, and once he'd made the decision, he put it there. And Lewis looks like he's got the bit between his teeth here. He doesn't want to be in this position, and I think Luca's his next target.
He had a nice line out of the hairpin there. Lewis Mullen trying to get past the 76 Wilkinson, can't find a way through at the moment. And Lewis Mullen then up to fifth position, looking out for the fourth place. Luca Wilkinson a little bit squirrely under braking there, but doesn't lose much time. And Lewis Mullen right on the back wheel now of Wilkinson. Oh, down the inside. Brave move there that was brilliant riding from Lewis Mullen to snatch that position. That is a difficult place to make a pass. And Lewis Mullen, he had to be brave.
Yeah, that's probably the most aggressive I've seen Lewis Mullen for a while, but he seems to have a lot of pace today, so he's pushing on and stood Luca up mid-corner, which brought Joel back into play as well, so that's closed them all back up, but Lewis is now focused on Thorley in front.
You would say that was an aggressive but fair pass, and he really had to snatch the opportunity and be decisive there, because it's a difficult one to pull off without crashing, and did very well, I thought.
It was the corner I said that no one would make any passes on earlier on today. So just to prove me wrong, it's if you've got the confidence to get up the inside there, it tightens up the exit, but he was confident enough and he went through. So a really good move, really strong move.
So Lewis Mullen then up to fourth place. Can he close up on this leading group? Tyler Humphreys with the race under control so far. 51.498 is the fastest lap of the race. And Tyler Humphreys has a 3.1 second gap on Wilson Dilks in second, who we should see. There he was, just going through into the McRae hairpin. But number 19, Tyler Humphreys, has the race all to himself at the moment. He's looking to just try and put in a couple of fast laps here to try and break away from Wilson Dilks and control the race at the front. Dorley Trevorrow in third, but not really closing up on Dilks at the moment. Lewis Mullen closing slightly on the second and third place battle, but not by very much at the moment. just saw him on the edge of the camera shot there. I think there he is. There he goes. We've got Luca Wilkinson coming under pressure now from Joel Grigg. Oh, and a nice aggressive move down the inside from Joel Grigg.
Yeah, really good move. Just stood him up on the inside. Luca's had a look down the inside where he was passed before, but Joel, he lined that up really the corner before and just let it run and just sat it there on the corner on the apex. So Luca had no choice. He had to let him through. That's
a nice move when that happens. When you line up the pass one corner before and just stand it down the inside, as Wilkinson again has a look. You saw there with Joel Grigg, he left Wilkinson no choice but to concede the corner. He was carrying so much pace into there, and I think Wilkinson using his head, you would say, and just letting that one go and living to fight another day here.
Yeah, when Luca passed someone there in his, I think the 190 race in the first one from today, so it's obviously quite a popular one for these guys to, as he runs a bit wide there in the background, it's obviously quite a popular place for people just to run through and slip through the inside on the left.
Here they come, and it looks like Joel Grigg has now made the advantage as he pulls away from Luca Wilkinson, who's now in 6th place. Miller Buchanan a little bit further behind. Tyler Humphries continuing to control the race at the front. Another fastest lap for the race leader, 51.2 this time round from Wilson Dilks in second. The gap goes up to 4.3 seconds. Wilson Dilks, second place, has enough in the bag to stay ahead of Thorley Trevorrow. Lewis Mullen a couple of seconds behind in 4th position. The top 4 just starting to settle down a bit now as we look at Joel Grigg trying to close up on Lewis Mullen. As we go back to the leader, there he is, number 19, Tyler Humphries. And this is about the easiest race he's had so far this afternoon.
He's making it look easy, but I'm sure it's not. The lap time he's doing is low 51s. That's going some. That's a good pace, that is. And he's doing that consistently by the looks of things on the timing screen. So he's setting a really fast pace, and that it doesn't bode well for the rest of the day, because he's definitely he's about a second a lap quicker.
Yeah, he's very smooth. He's actually gone through the 51.4 this time round. So he's only 0.2 of a second off his fastest lap. So would you say here perhaps he's just looking to put a good consistent pace in here and just run the race from the front?
Yeah, hopefully he'll just manage it, make no mistakes. You can see he's white line to white line as well. He's really accurate with the way he positions his bike. So consistently hits the same points lap after lap, which is why he's getting the consistent lap times, which I would say is probably a lot harder than it looks.
Using all the track there, isn't he? Like you say, white line to white line. Again, you see him on the apex, nice and wide. Classic racing line there, you would say, and again, nice and smooth.
Yeah, he's really good rider. And Wilson as well, he'll be doing the same. He'll use all the track, and he's really smooth.
It's just fine margins here, isn't it? I think he's not. You wouldn't say Wilson Dilks is slower as such. It's just one or two little bits for here and there where perhaps Tyler Humphries has got the circuit dialed more in this race, possibly.
Yeah, a couple of tenths, and also when now he's ahead, he's relaxed. The race is going well. That might be helping him out quite a lot. As you see Wilson coming up here, really smooth rider, late on the brakes. Yeah, he's making it look easier than it is, I promise you.
That is the thing with I think it's the same as a lot of other sports. A good, my background with motocross, when you see a motocross rider out on the track nice and smooth, it looks so easy to just turn in the throttle, but the difference is it's a whole different reality to that. Of course, these guys, it just looks like they're coasting around, doesn't it? And they're doing it well.
If you consider a year ago, Wilson on screen now had a big crash at the start line when he stalled on the line and all the bikes hit each other, and he was in a bad way after that crash. To come back this weekend a year later and be flying around second, already had a win today as well.
He's had a win already, hasn't he?
Yeah, so it just shows for a 10-year-old how mentally strong they already are. Yeah, but they are just kids.
I'm going to say, you got to forget the age of these riders. They're not very old at all, are they?
10 years old, Wilson.
They're riding just like experienced adult riders here, and like you say, Wilson Dilks had that nasty incident a year ago, which he's come back very well so far this afternoon. But in this race, at least, he's got no answer for Tyler Humphries, who still looks very smooth, not miles quicker than Wilson Dilks this time round, but just a few tenths here and there. And as we head towards the final lap, Tyler Humphries, again, nice and smooth around that final corner, takes the last lap board. Over he goes, and 51.9, so still lapping very consistently in the 51s, much like Wilson Dilks at the moment. But Humphries now has just got to try and keep it together on the final lap, again using the extremities of the track there, opening the circuit up as much as possible. Wilson Dilks over the line, and actually a little bit quicker than Tyler Humphries that time round, but the gap is still 5.2 seconds. Trevorrow still third, Mullen in fourth, Grigg in fifth, Luca Wilkinson and Miller Buchanan rounding out the field. But so far here, with half a lap to go, Tyler Humphries has been the man of the race.
Yeah, really good ride. And again, for people who are watching that and they can see how accurate it is and how smooth he is, he's had no moments. Just bringing the bike home now, just not quite as aggressive as he was before, and that is a really good ride and a really good win, well deserved.
So there he goes, with a bit of style over the line there, wasn't it, Barry? Would say Tyler Humphries, your race winner. Wilson Dilks charging in second place, and in third position is going to be Thorley Trevorrow, charging in third from Lewis Mullen. Mullen in fourth place. There goes Joel Grieg in fifth position, and looks like Luca Wilkinson and Miller Buchanan will round out the field in what was, you wouldn't say action-packed in terms of race passes there, but very interesting race to watch in terms of the technical ability.
Yeah, really good. They were all consistently in the same kind of lap times, 51, then the next lot all in the 52. So once it settled down a little bit, you know, there wasn't much overtaking, but you can see how good and how consistent they all are to put consistent lap times, lap after lap. So really good race, and yeah, well done to the top three.
So Tyler Humphries there with a great race victory from Wilson Dilks. Thorley Trevorrow then taking third. Lewis Mullen, Joel Grieg, Luca Wilkinson and Miller Buchanan in your Motul Oils Ohvale 160 Cup. We move back to the pit.